Am I doing BRD round 2? You bet. Yeah. I have already committed to that. So that is happening. That will happen. We are doing that. Not today, though. Today, I'm going to take it easy and relax a bit more. What the hell was up with that raid yesterday? So, Ski, we brought in 4 raid groups, right? How do you know how far each one got? The old school AV is laggy as heckardy. Well, you know, BRD was also laggy as heckardy's last night. We were getting periodically lag spikes that, like, everybody got the lag spike at the same time, and it would happen every minute or so. How far did the other groups get? Because raid group 1 got to the 7. Was the lag basically what was wiping your raid? No. The lag was the least of our problems. I wish it was the lag. Yeah. But the lag was honestly the smallest problem we had. God. Group 3 didn't bring down the first boss. I'm not, look, okay. Let's talk about this. Because this is a normal mode raid that drops eye level 597 gear. Okay. This is gear you can pretty easily get. What's the gear from a tier 8 delve? Okay, if you do a tier 8 delve, you can get you can get 606 eye level just from doing tier 8 delves, right? 610 from your vault. I think it's 600. Let me double check. 603. Okay, from doing a tier 8 delve, you get 603 item level loot. And you can get 616 loot from your vault, from the bountiful ones. And those are super easy. Super easy. Especially with a group. But also we have been doing normal Nerubar raids. And that drops 597, I want to say. Loot. I think it's 597 loot. Yeah. Between 597 and 606 loot. Yeah, it's a range that can drop. So basically yesterday we brought in 50 people, between 40 to 50 people to the new BRD raid that was for normal difficulty. And we brought in all guildies. So these are all people who are experienced normal raiders or have experience in heroic raid. For NA, their heroic raid team is currently 4 out of 8 on the heroic. And these are people that are communicating, they are working together, they are willing to come up with strategies and learn, and are very motivated. And it, right out the gate, was just unbelievably difficult. We were expecting, because the loot that you get from BRD is 597 for the first couple of bosses. And the amount of effort that is required is nowhere near matching up with the gear eye level that is dropping in there. Like, we were fighting for our lives. Like, we were coming up with all the strats, doing everything perfectly. like blasting, sweating, gaming our hearts out, okay? We were barely surviving through this shit. Everybody on top of it, working together, we could barely get through this shit. And it was just so hard because we were expecting an experience somewhat similar to the normal raiding experiences we normally have together, which is pretty chill. You know, you learn the mechanic and you can clear the boss. And there was a couple bosses like this in BRD last night. Like the Golem Lord, I think, was kind of fine, and so was the Baelgar. That was kind of fine too. But most of the bosses were just so overtuned, so that even if you're doing mechanics correctly and everybody's on task and like playing the game, not just trying to face roll, we were all playing the game. It still was just, it took everything to barely make it because of just sheer numbers. Health pool from the boss, damage numbers going out, just, it was too much. And I looked at this on I've been looking for the community reaction to see if it was just us. And it is by no means only us who feel this way. All over the internet today, I'm hearing people saying that not just normal mode, but also heroic is just a, it's a nightmare. Like, it just doesn't match up with the gear that's dropping in there. It wrecked us. It was absurd. Yeah, Night Coffee says, I was sweating. I was literally sweating too. It was so intense. Nearly every one of those bosses took an hour of intense prog and strategizing to get through. And listen, I'm really proud of y'all. Because I'm honestly so proud of our guild, because none of us expected anything like that to happen yesterday. But the buns rose to the challenge and really did their best. And no, I absolutely did not expect us to have to deal with that at all. And it wasn't in a million years I would have never expected it would be like that for anniversary content. You know, you would think that with the anniversary content, to me, I'm thinking this is going to be, it's like a little celebration for new people and returning players. We actually didn't even schedule Naru Bar Palace this week because we expected to just be able to do BRD and get easy loot from the normal mode. And then maybe prog heroic later after getting the more geared from normal. But I looked on Reddit today and people said the new, actually this is the wrong one. BRD difficulty is insane. I get Blizzard didn't want a face roll, and look, I do not want a face roll. None of us wanted that. But we wanted, you know, not like this. This raid difficulty makes 0 sense. Why is normal harder than heroic palace up to court? Just a test. I tried a 226 heroic with everyone 615 plus and couldn't get the first boss under 50%. Even doing magma pulls correctly for a boss that drops 610. Something is absolutely tuned wrong in here. Not a single casual player is going to be doing this for gear without mastery. That's the other thing. The gear doesn't even have any freaking mastery on it. There's only one item in the whole raid that has mastery on it, and it's an intellect trinket that not everyone can even use. There's another post. It's overtuned. Anyone else? Heroic feels like mythic. Normal feels like heroic. I just tried with 15 players, 610 plus. First boss felt nearly impossible with a pug. Heroic Ulgrax is basically a world quest by comparison. This is so true. This is so true. This is one of the most intense experiences I've had in World of Warcraft in years, because we weren't expecting it at all. We just did the first boss, 226 with everyone 615 plus, and couldn't survive the first boss. The drops, actually the first boss doesn't drop 610 gear, unless you're talking about heroic. Yeah. It's become clear they aren't balancing or testing things to any realistic degree before launching them. This is 100% their new business model. Is that what's going on? Is there just no QA? Did they fire all the QA people? QA is probably just one dude hanging on by a thread in a cubicle somewhere. Popping gas station speed to stay awake. Oh my god. Yeah. We also had a problem in our raid where somebody had to leave. We lost a healer, so we needed to bring in another person. We invited another person from the guild who said they could hop in to heal, but then we got the bug where they're hostile to everyone in the raid. I've seen this bug 2 separate times now, and they still haven't fixed it. So, the person was hostile and no one could heal them. Alliance couldn't heal them, Horde couldn't heal them, they just could not participate. And they were forced to leave because, they could not participate in the raid. So that also happened. And then, another thing, well, I'll get to that in a second. There's another post. Blackrock raid too hard. The health pools seem way too high on these bosses and damage is way too high, even on normal. For a whole raid of 615 plus. And let me just say, for our raid yesterday, I forgot what I was gonna say. I forgot what I was gonna say. Shit. Forgot what I was talking about. God. Oh, okay, I remember what I was gonna say. We, in raid group 1, we were extremely motivated. We were strategizing. We were doing the correct strats. We were doing everything, that was required to kill bosses. And we were making progress and we were killing bosses. But even doing all of that and doing our absolute best and beating the odds and killing boss after boss, we got to the 7, and at that point, we simply ran out of time. We don't have this kind of time. People had to leave at 11 o'clock because it's 11 o'clock at night. It's even later than that for some people on a weeknight. And like, what are we supposed to plan 5, 6, 7 hour raids for normal mode? This is insane. It's just like BRD used to be. That's a little bit too nostalgic for me. No, ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. I'm sure they will nerf it. They'll probably over nerf it and become too easy. That's actually my concern. Because, I liked the mechanics. The boss mechanics are fun. There's, great designs here, really cool concepts, different and exciting bosses that I liked doing and I liked learning and I liked making the progress. But, it's just... It's a bit much. It's overtuned. It's just overtuned. Yeah. We just don't have time for all this. Normal mode should be this way. We weren't expecting Prog. Is LFR okay? I bet it is, because I haven't heard anybody mentioning LFR. I think LFR is fine. But, you didn't like this 7? We almost had it. I think we got it to, what, 30% before it was just too late for people to continue last night. And, God. Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. It's just, but yeah, my concern is that what they're going to end up doing is, nerfing it into the ground so that it's no longer a fun challenge and it's just another, like a face roll. I hope that doesn't happen because, like I said before, there were a couple bosses. It was okay. The Baelgar seemed totally fine to us. Like there was mechanics we needed to learn and do, but once we figured that out, it was fine. Also, the same with we didn't have too much of a problem with the Golem Lord once we figured out those mechanics. We wiped a few times, but it wasn't like a nightmare or anything like that. So, change normal to heroic and we should be fine. Do you think maybe normal was supposed to be heroic? Well, we're going to be doing this again tomorrow for EU at 1 p.m. CST. That's my... Yeah, Thursday, 1 p.m. CST. That's my local time. So... Yeah. We'll see how that goes with the EU team. But if you have signed up to do this on EU, I'm warning you now that this is not going to be a walk in the park. This is going to be some serious business gaming. So prepare your buns, because I genuinely... Listen, think about how I planned my day yesterday. If that tells you anything. I streamed for 12 freaking hours, and I'm thinking, I'll stream a long time, and then at the end of the stream, I'm probably gonna be tired, so I'll do something really chill, like this normal BRD anniversary raid. It's gonna be so relaxing, and we'll just hang out, and we'll meme and laugh and stuff. This will be fine. That's not what happened! Yes. It was not at all. My buttons were not prepared for that. But I do have to say, truly, I'm truly so proud of the buns for locking in hard yesterday. Like
Zepla bun spin.
Which you absolutely did not need to do. So good job. There's double BGM going on, and it's loud. There shouldn't be double. Let me check. Okay, I see what it is. Okay, I think it's fixed. Let me know if that's okay. We had the coordination, we had determination, and I think we did have fun. We had fun because it's buns hanging out together and not giving up and kicking ass. Well, we did give up eventually, but never mind that part. Having fun together, having memorable experiences is really a better way to put it. We suffered, but we built character. Yeah. Crinver, thank you for the 3-month resub. I do appreciate that. So tomorrow we're gonna see. NA Buns have done a beta test for EU. Yeah. And it kind of sucks if you go in with the group and it's not working out. You're stuck for a week because you're locked out. But can't you, just hop in to the kill the bosses specifically that you need now? It's not like you're stuck with that specific lockout anymore, right? You can just kill the bosses you missed with a different group if it didn't work out. With your first group. Yeah. It was my first raid as a bun, but I wouldn't want to raid with anybody else. That's how I feel. It was... I truly enjoyed it, even though I suffered. Yeah. Suffering does that. It makes... It was a bonding experience for us. But really, I do hope that they nerf it a little bit. Maybe not too much, but enough that we don't have to sweat so hard in normal mode. Because it's just ridiculous. Did it remind you of Elden Bun? No, not really. To me, Elden Bun is a whole different enchilada. Because it's completely reliant on me and me alone. There's nobody else that can help me out there. So, not quite. But, yeah, we'll see.